Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you some news. Camilla's daring move over her title turns Princess Anne in fury, revealed William's support. An insider source indicates that Camilla's audacious decision regarding a title change has incited fury in Princess Anne, while also revealing King Charles's support for Princess Anne's pivotal role in the contemporary monarchy. An insider source indicates that Queen Camilla is allegedly influencing King Charles to permit her transition from queen consort to queen, a strategy she has long devised. An informant indicates that Camilla is dissatisfied with Prince William's backing of Princess Anne in advocating for substantial alterations within the royal family, which entail the removal of numerous royal positions, including those held by Camilla and her family, off the royal payroll. King Charles has found Princess Anne's assistance to be important, particularly when Camilla perceives herself as a victim in the royal family's reorganization process. The Reformation intends to optimize the monarchy, enhancing its efficiency and reducing its financial impact on the British populace. Anne's endorsement of this vision corresponds with her conviction in duty and service, principles she cherishes and considers vital for the monarchy's endurance. Following Queen Elizabeth's death in 2022, the British monarchy began a new era, heralding King Charles's reign. Nonetheless, behind the sophisticated splendor of his crowning tensions were subtly escalating. The involvement of his wife, Camilla, was a major issue of disagreement. Originally intended to assume the title of Queen Consort in accordance with Queen Elizabeth's desires, Camilla's title was discreetly modified to simply Queen, inciting considerable resentment within the royal family, particularly from Princess Anne. Princess Anne, the sole daughter of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, has always demonstrated steadfast commitment to duty, discretion, and a strong loyalty to tradition. She has been diligently representing the monarchy since her youth, emerging as a symbol of continuity and reverence for royal traditions. However, beneath her poised and responsible public facade, a subtle turmoil was developing. Anne's enduring frustration stems not only from the title change, but also from a deep sense of allegiance to her deceased mother and the monarchy's traditions. In 2005, at the wedding ceremony of King Charles and Camilla, it was clearly stated that Camilla was not going to assume the title of Princess of Wales in deference to the late Princess Diana. Subsequently, Charles openly announced that upon his succession, Camilla would be awarded the title of Duchess of Consort, a designation established to acknowledge the distinctive facts of their relationship and her contentious history with the British populace. Nevertheless, these assurances appear to have been discreetly retracted during the 2023 coronation. Camilla was raised to the title of Queen, relinquishing the designation of Consort, a decision that allegedly surprised some individuals within the royal family circle. However, Princess Anne, known for her profound dedication to her mother and the sanctity of the crown, expressed significant concern regarding this alteration. For Anne, this issue transcended mere semantics. It represented a betrayal of Queen Elizabeth's legacy and an overreach by Camilla that may yield enduring repercussions for the monarchy's public perception. Despite Anne's public composure throughout the coronation and its subsequent events, speculation arose of a secret altercation between her and Camilla after the ceremony had concluded. Reports indicate that, throughout a familial dinner quickly following the coronation, Camilla rendered a fleeting remark regarding her new position as queen, prompting Princess Anne to allegedly retort coldly, "You're not the queen, only the king's wife." This pointed comment has been reported to have caused considerable dismay within the family, especially given Anne's typically composed and restrained nature. For Anne, whose deceased mother had governed the monarchy with unmatched grace and dignity for 70 years, the choice to disobey Queen Elizabeth's desires during such a critical juncture seemed a transgression of her cherished values. This confrontation, albeit appearing as a singular instance of exasperation, uncovers a profound and persistent tension between Anne and Camilla, an animosity that has, up to now, been concealed from public view. The strained connection between Anne and Camilla does not constitute a fresh occurrence. The two women have not previously had a notably close relationship, Although Camilla has cultivated close ties with specific royal family members, like Prince Harry, her relationship with Anne has traditionally been more distant and occasionally tense. The two women, despite being of comparable age, exhibit striking differences in personality and priorities. Recognized for her pragmatic and diligent approach to royal responsibilities, Anne has consistently been considered one of the most committed members of the royal circle. She is renowned for her candor, pragmatism, and dedication to preserving the monarchy's traditions. Conversely, Camilla adopts a more relaxed and socially oriented demeanor, a trait that has occasionally irritated Anne. Following Queen Elizabeth's demise, their relationship allegedly became increasingly strained as Camilla assumed a more significant position within the family. The formerly courteous, albeit aloof, connection remained more complicated as Camilla's influence expanded, especially in her new capacity as queen. Anne perceived this elevation as undeserved and, more significantly, a violation of her mother's wishes, who had specifically stated that Camilla ought to retain the title of queen consort. What is the reason for this tension emerging at the moment? The response is found in the present condition of the monarchy and Princess Anne's subtle yet robust endorsement of Prince William's modernization agenda. With the monarchy entering a new epoch under King Charles, there is a growing discourse over the necessary evolution of the institution. Prince William, the prospective monarch, has expressed his intention to modernize the monarchy, rendering it more efficient, accessible, and pertinent to the populace. He advocates for a more compact and concentrated royal family, with a reduced number of senior royals undertaking official responsibilities, as well as a renewed focus on accountability and engagement with the populace. Princess Anne has served as one of William's most unwavering advocates in this pursuit. Despite her conventional perspectives, Anne acknowledges the necessity for the monarchy to evolve to ensure its survival. She has witnessed firsthand the influence of the general public on the monarchy's destiny and contends that William's strategy is the appropriate path forward. This is where the conflict with Camilla reemerges. Although Anne is endorsing William's initiatives to improve and optimize the monarchy, Camilla's growing stature and determination in assuming the title of queen instead of queen consort appear to contradict this vision. Anne perceives Camilla's decision to enhance her standing as not simply a violation of the late queen's intentions, but also misaligned with the trajectory that William and Anne see for the monarchy. In this scenario, Anne's displeasure transcends a mere personal grievance. It embodies a broader ideological rift among the royal family. On one hand, Anne and William want the monarchy to be more transparent, modest, and public-oriented. Conversely, some advocate for the preservation of the monarchy's original hierarchical structure, asserting that titles and functions should correspond to that established order. The monarchy's increased public scrutiny is a major reason this issue has arisen. Recently, Buckingham Palace has taken several actions to reinforce Camilla's position as queen, such as rebranding the Duchess of Cornwall's reading room to the Queen's reading room. Furthermore, palace sources indicate that Camilla's title will soon be recorded in the official royal registration, the court circular, solidifying her position within the royal structure. For Anne, these actions signify an escalating effort to revise history and alter public image to Camilla's advantage, a development she regards with profound skepticism. Anne recognizes the significance of public image, having dedicated decades to developing her reputation as a diligent and dependable member of the royal family. She recognizes that the monarchy's continuation relies not solely on titles and traditions, but also on the public's confidence and esteem. Camilla's rising prominence, along with the nuanced yet impactful alterations to her title, has rekindled Anne's apprehensions regarding the public portrayal of the monarchy. She believes that removing the consort from Camilla's public persona conveys an erroneous message. It implies a lack of accountability and a willingness to prioritize internal power structures over the wishes of the deceased queen and the expectations of the British populace. People everywhere will watch as these dynamics unfold behind palace doors. It is evident that the monarchy's future is uncertain, and Princess Anne's steadfast commitment to preserving tradition while endorsing change will significantly influence the forthcoming trajectory. Princess Anne has consistently exemplified royal duty, gaining the title the Princess Royal due to her unwavering work ethic, austere manner, and lifelong dedication to the kingdom. She has devoted her whole life to emulating her mother, the late Queen Elizabeth figure whose legacy she both revered and endeavored to preserve in every conceivable manner. Anne was influenced by Queen Elizabeth's example from an early age. Although her brothers Charles, Andrew, and Edward managed their royal responsibilities with differing levels of efficacy, it was Princess Anne who most fervently appreciated the demanding nature of service to the nation, frequently reflecting her mother's sense of responsibility and her dad, Prince Philip's practicality. Queen Elizabeth's commitment to her sovereign duties, her pragmatic attitude toward public life, and her understated yet resolute leadership style profoundly impacted Anne. Consequently, Anne has exemplified these characteristics during her life, gaining recognition for her industriousness and steadfast allegiance to the monarchy. Anne's affection and reverence for her mother were evident not only in public, but also in all facets of her personal and professional existence. As a young princess, Anne revered her mother's capacity to harmonize her duties as both a sovereign and a parent, frequently contemplating how Queen Elizabeth adeptly managed the substantial pressures of the crown with poise. Notwithstanding her affiliation with one of the most renowned families globally, Anne seldom pursued public attention, opting instead to discreetly fulfill her role as her mother did, operating behind the scenes. Anne's commitment to public service was one of the most significant ways she emulated her mother. Anne is recognized for executing the most royal engagements among family members each year. Similar to Queen Elizabeth, she has embraced her post with a profound feeling of duty and dignity, consistently engaging in even the most trivial royal responsibilities. Anne has frequently asserted that she considers service to be central to the monarchy, a conviction profoundly ingrained in her by her mother, who famously proclaimed during her 21st birthday address that her entire life, regardless of its duration, would be dedicated to serving you. Anne's respect for her mother's commitment was reflected in her own behavior. Throughout her life, Queen Elizabeth consistently exhibited an intimidating image on the international stage, while refraining from displaying vulnerability or allowing personal feelings to interfere with her duties. Princess Anne subsequently developed a reputation as one of the most reserved, pragmatic, and equable people in the royal clan. Like her mom, she consistently maintains familial confidentiality, never allowing personal conflicts to disrupt her public responsibilities. Queen Elizabeth's effect on Anne transcended the ceremonial and public dimensions of royal existence. The Queen's strong adherence to tradition, admiration for procedure, and commitment to the crown's past significantly influenced Anne's perspective. Anne's fervor for tradition, particularly about the monarchy's public image and its obligations to the British populace, can be directly attributed to her mother's influence. For Anne, the monarchy represented not merely a familial institution, but a symbol of consistency, equilibrium, and national identity. Queen Elizabeth asserted that the monarchy has to stay apolitical, consistently dedicated to protecting the nation and supporting British traditions. Anne assimilated this belief, which has influenced her every decision, especially during familial tensions. The entrenched conviction in the importance of tradition is a primary reason why Camilla's title alteration following Queen Elizabeth's demise deeply impacted Princess Anne. For Anne, the choice to promote Camilla from queen consort to queen represented not only a deviation from convention, but also a departure from the legacy her mother diligently maintained. Queen Elizabeth explicitly stated that Camilla's title should remain consort, adhering to historical precedent and honoring the distinctive circumstances of Charles and Camilla's marriage. For Anne, neglecting this ultimate request was not merely a personal affront, but a jeopardy to the traditions her mother had preserved for more than 70 years. Anne's commitment to emulating her mother has frequently been both advantageous and onerous. Although she takes much pride in preserving her mother's history, it has also rendered her resistant to changes that, in her opinion, compromise the monarchy's integrity. In Anne's opinion, the decision to designate Camilla as queen without the title of consort represents a significant change. It signifies a transition in the monarchy, which she perceives as superfluous and even disrespectful to the deceased queen. This tension is exacerbated by the absence of a close relationship between Anne and Camilla. Although Camilla has established her position within the royal family and gained public favor in recent years, Anne has often exhibited skepticism about her brother's spouse. Privately, it is alleged that Anne perceives Camilla's ascension to queen as somewhat undeserved, considering the public controversies associated with her previous relationship with Charles and the commitments made during their marriage. Anne perceives Camilla's ascension to queen as incongruent with the ethos of dedication and sacrifice that her mother exemplified during her reign. Princess Anne's displeasure with Camilla's title coincides with her endorsement of Prince William and his vision for a reformed monarchy. Although Anne is profoundly conventional in some aspects, she acknowledges the necessity for the monarchy to adapt for its continued existence. Prince William, as the prospective king, has articulated his intention to establish a more efficient and contemporary monarchy, one that is more engaged with the public and less encumbered by the intricacies of royal procedure. Anne, despite being a committed traditionalist, supports William in this pursuit because she recognizes the need to adapt to changing times. Her idea of modernization does not entail a complete abandonment of tradition. Rather, it seeks to strike a balance between retaining the dignity and history of the crown and enhancing its accessibility for a new generation of Britons. In this environment, Anne perceives Camilla's increasing popularity and her insistence on assuming the title of queen instead of queen consort as misguided actions. For Anne, genuine modernization entails transparency, humility, and public service rather than titles and position. Camilla's activities, particularly her decision to rename the Duchess of Cornwall's reading room to the Queen's reading room, omitting the consort designation, appear to Anne to be an attempt to consolidate authority rather than modernize the monarchy. By endorsing William's vision for the future, Anne is emulating her mother, opting to favor the monarchy's enduring existence over personal advantage. Queen Elizabeth consistently prioritized the crown over her own interests, and Anne is similarly supporting William's initiative for a more efficient royal family. Princess Anne's anger with Camilla's title alteration and her endorsement of William's modernization initiatives stems from a profound commitment to her mother's legacy. To Anne, Queen Elizabeth epitomized the ideals of the monarchy, responsibility, dignity, and steadfast dedication to the British populace. Throughout her life, Anne has endeavored to defend these principles, steadfast in her conviction that the monarchy's resilience is rooted in its capacity to evolve while remaining faithful to its traditions. Anne's dissatisfaction with Camilla primarily stems from her conviction regarding the significance of safeguarding her mother's legacy rather than personal enmity. Queen Elizabeth explicitly designated Camilla as queen consort, and Anne believes it is her obligation to honor that decision. By endorsing Prince William's vision for a contemporary monarchy, Anne is once more embodying her mother's ethos, striving to maintain the crown's relevance in a dynamic world. Princess Anne's existence has been characterized by her fidelity to her mother and her steadfast dedication to royal obligations. Since her birth, Anne has emulated Queen Elizabeth, adopting the principles of service, tradition, and duty that her mother cherished. As conflicts within the royal family persist, especially about Camilla's title, it is evident that Anne's commitment to her mother's heritage is unwavering. As the monarchy encounters emerging problems in the forthcoming years, Anne's unwavering dedication to the crown and her endorsement of Prince William's modernizing initiatives will definitely be essential in influencing its destiny. Ultimately, Princess Anne's legacy, akin to her mother's, will embody steadfast duty, subtle resilience, and a profound conviction in the efficacy of tradition to navigate the monarchy through the most tumultuous periods. Public sentiment around this issue has been polarized. Some perceive Camilla's ascension to the title of queen as a logical advancement due to her marriage to King Charles and her expanding responsibilities within the royal family. Conversely, some saw it as a betrayal of Queen Elizabeth's intentions and an action that compromises the monarchy's integrity. Authorities in royal affairs have also provided their insights. Historian and royal writer Robert Lacey remarked, "The designation of queen consort was a compromise that acknowledged the distinctive nature of Charles and Camilla's relationship. Abandoning that compromise today jeopardizes the goodwill of people who continue to esteem Princess Diana. Conversely, royal biographer Penny Junor claimed that Camilla has demonstrated her role as a supportive and calming influence for Charles. Her title should represent her efforts and position within the household. Thank you for seeing the video. Kindly share your opinions, and farewell for now.